Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss with the next part of the incomplete dominance. So actually we started with the deviances, the experiments that deviates from the Mendel's law. We have done Mendel's monohybrid cross, we have seen the law of dominance and law of segregation. So in deviations, first incomplete dominance, we are done with that. Now I'm going to start with the codominance, which is another experiment that deviates from Mendel's law of inheritance. Okay, codominance. Now this experiment, one of the experiment is done in the blood group. Okay, like the I gene is responsible. The gene name is I. I have not still written the name of the with allele combinations. The gene I is responsible for the blood group, okay, of human body. And now, but it has been found that there are three different types of alleles there, which are responsible for the expression of blood group, the character blood group. There are three different alleles. What are those alleles there? One is IA, one is IB, and one is IO or small I. Okay, so three different alleles are responsible for the expression of blood group. This is where the deviation that comes from Mendel. Okay, it did. See, normal in Mendel's, what we have seen that there are only two alleles, okay, which actually take control over the expression of character, right? There are two types of alleles. But here we see the three different types of alleles are there, which take control over the expression of blood group. Okay, but yes, at this point, we deviate from Mendel. So this phenomena, as three different alleles are there, so we call it as multiple allelism. Multiple allelism. Okay. So this is the event that deviates from the Mendel's law. Now we will make the genes here. Then which particular gene with uh, the allele combinations that express the blood group. Now remember, though there are three different types of alleles, okay, but in a gene there will be two alleles only. There is no change, there is no deviations from Mendel. Okay, alleles will combine gene will combine two alleles. There is no change. Okay, there may be three different types of alleles, but combination of two allele will form one gene. This is there only. So if I make the out of these three alleles, okay, if we make the genes with combination of any two alleles, because two alleles has to be there in a gene, then how? Then what are those gene combinations will come? First of all, we will see here. One may IAIA. This is one gene having two alleles. Okay, this can be one combination. I am just making combination of the alleles out of the three. Okay, then one can be IAIB. Okay, and one can be IA small I. Okay, another one can be IBIB, then IBIA, then IB small I, okay, and small I. So one gene, two gene, three gene, four gene, five gene, 6, 7. So 7 type of combination we can get out of all the three different types of alleles. So now see, these are the genes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 genes we got with two allele combinations. Okay, and here altogether you will get all the three alleles present here, but in a combination of two in a gene, in a particular gene. Okay, this has to be clear in your mind. Now see, if this is the gene, if this is the gene, both the alleles are IA and IA, homozygous allele combination. Homozygous dominant because both the A are in capital, or you can say both the I are capital. Okay, so in that case the blood group is going to be A. In this combination IA and IB, now here two different types of alleles there, but both are dominant. So in this case it will be IAB blood group. So both are expressing. IA is responsible for A blood group. Okay, now remember IA is responsible for A blood group, IB is responsible for B blood group, and IO is responsible for O blood group. So in this case it will be AB. Both are dominant here. In case of this it will be A because this is small I. IO means small I. So this is recessive in nature. So it dominates this one. So it will be A blood group. This will be B blood group. This will be again AB blood group. This will be B blood group, and this will be O blood group. When I in my last video I have told you, if you remember, when two recessive allele comes together, then the recessive character will express. But if the recessive allele is with the dominant one, then obviously the dominating one will dominate. Okay. Now these are the blood group expressions by the genes. Okay. Now see, here if you look at this one, this gene, okay, or this gene, same IA-IB combination. What Mendel said in the law of dominance, third point, if you remember, in a dissimilar pair of factor, one will dominate the other. Number 3 point of law of dominance, in a dissimilar pair of factor, one will dominate the other. Clear? So this is a dissimilar pair of factor. Two dissimilar alleles are there. One is IA, one is IB. Dissimilar pair of factor. So one will dominate the other. Is it happening here? No. Both dominated. Both expressed. A also expressed, B also expressed. So the blood group becomes AB. Same in case of here also. Dissimilar pair of factor, AB is coming. Both are same only. Understood? So here we deviate from Mendel's law of dominance. In Mendel we have seen that in a heterozygous allele combination, separation, heterozygous allele combination, we have seen the one dominates the other. Actually, okay, here nobody is recessive in the dissimilar factor. Nobody is recessive. That is why both are dominant, so it is dominating here. Okay, but Mendel did not talk anything about this. So we deviate from Mendel's law. So this is what the law, this is the codominance. So incomplete dominance and codominance. Okay, so both the experiment shows deviations from Mendel's law of dominance. So the codominance means both of them are dominating in the expression, A also, B also. Okay, so we are done with the deviations now. Two deviations are there only in your syllabus: incomplete dominance and codominance. So this is done. Now next we will do the dihybrid cross that Mendel did. Okay, now what is the meaning of dihybrid cross? Dihybrid cross, as we know that monohybrid cross means what? Where what we have studied in monohybrid class, we have studied the inheritance pattern of one particular gene or one particular character. In dihybrid cross, we will see the inheritance pattern of two genes together, or how the two characters together inherit from generation to generation. Dihybrid. Di means two. Okay. So what we will study? We will study that how the two different characters together inherit, or two different genes together inherit from generation to generation. Okay. So two genes inheritance means two character inheritance. One gene responsible for one character. So two genes together inheriting means two characters together inheriting. So how they inherit together? That we will see. Okay. So what Mendel did, the experiment was done in between round yellow seed. Okay. Garden pea seed only, and wrinkled green. Wrinkled green seed. Now two characters are here. What are the two characters? One is round and wrinkled. These two are indicating the character shape, right? Round shape and wrinkled shape. So shape is the character here, and round and wrinkled are the traits. You have to remember all those terms. Now second character is the yellow and green. Yellow and green are indicating what? Color of the seed. So color is another character, and yellow and green are the traits. So shape and color, these are the two characters we will be observing in this experiment. Okay. So first seed, one of the seed is the round yellow. Shape is round, yellow color. This is wrinkled shape and green color. The gene which are given here in the experiment is, okay, gene I am writing with the red one, RR for the round one, and capital Y for the yellow one. So all the four alleles are in caps. So both the capital R, this gene is responsible for the round, and this YY responsible for the yellow. Okay, so RRYY here together. Wrinkled green we see here for wrinkled small r, for green small y. Okay, so two genes here. One first gene is with two small r, second gene is with two small y. Okay, first gene for wrinkled, second gene for the green. So from this we can see that this is dominating, all are caps, this is recessive. Okay. Now we have to cross it, but then we have to form the gametes first, right? So from this gene, what I will get? 1R, because both are homozygous, same allele. So I will get only one. So all the gametes, if I will get only one, means what? Means from this all the gametes will be carrying same allele, that is the 1R. And from here in that gamete 1Y will come. So this is the gamete which combines in one capital R, one small y, capital Y. So this is the gamete. Again I am telling why one is taken, one taken, because it is gamete haploid in nature. From here the same, the gamete should be carrying what? One small r allele, one small y. That's it. Okay. So now let's cross it. If we cross it, what we will get? This into this. That is the cross. So we will get here capital R, capital Y, small y. Okay. Remember, R's should be written together, Y's should be written together, because the gene combination, the allele combination has to be, together of a particular gene. So this is a gene, this is another gene here. Okay. So this is the genotype that comes. This into this, the cross, first cross. So this is the first generation, F1 generation. Okay. In the F1 generation, all the seeds, that is developed after the crossing having the genotype RRYY, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This is the gene combinations. So if this is the genotype, then what would be the phenotype? Means what would be the seeds look like? All the seeds have these combinations, 100%. So what will be the phenotypic expression? What would the seeds look like? The seeds would be, first if we look at this gene RR, so you see one is dominating the other, so it will be the round, and from here it will be the yellow. Okay, so all the seeds are round yellow. I hope you understood this. From this, how I am getting this round yellow. So all the seeds are round yellow, 100%. All the seeds are round yellow. Now what Mendel did is that now it is now the seeds from the first generation crossed. So means both two round yellow seeds are taken and crossed. So it will look like this then. This is one seed round yellow into another round yellow seed. Two seeds are taken for the crossing to get the second generation. Now crossing means before that what we have to do? We have to produce a gametes here. So now look at it. Now here two contrasting alleles are there. Here also in the gene two contrasting alleles are there. One capital, one small. Okay, in this case same alleles, that's why one R came. But here two separate alleles are there. So, and here two separate Y alleles are there. So it means there will be four different types of alleles will be produced. Okay, from this 1, 2, 3, 4. What will be the combinations? First combination will be one R will come from here, one Y will come from here. Second, one R will come from here and one Y will come from here. Third, like this same. See, these are the four gametes supposed to be produced. Okay, I jumped one step here. What is the step I jumped here? So we have to separate the alleles first. Okay, like let's write the allele separation. These are while forming gametes. If you remember the law of segregation, while forming gametes, alleles separate from each other. So from this gene, this R will be separate, this R will be separated, and then from here, this Y will be separate, this Y will be separated. Okay. Now then, if we combine these alleles now, okay, because alleles must be this coming in the gamete, right? So if we make the combinations out of all these four alleles, then we will get 1, 2, 3, 4. These four combinations of alleles in gametes. So four different types of gametes are produced. Every time one allele is taken in different combination. Okay, I hope you understood this. The same, this gene also combination same. It will also be the same gamete should be produced here. This is the first gamete, second gamete, third gamete, and fourth gamete. Okay, each time one allele is taken in a gamete, but with different combination. So these are the gametes which are produced. Okay, now cross will be in between these gametes, obviously. Cross takes place in between the gametes only. Now we will see the cross. Okay, cross for the second generation. Just 1 second. Okay, so now we will see the cross for the second generation. The cross will be in between these gametes. Fine. So remember this one, the expression in the first generation. Now we are going to see the Punnett square. we'll be doing the cross in between the gametes for the second generation. First you have to make the box here. This peanut box will be a little bigger because 4 different gametes are there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 gametes now we can write here. The first gamete combination was what? Let's use this color. Capital R, capital Y. Then small r, capital Y. Capital R, small y. Small r, small y. Okay. Same combination here also. Capital R, capital Y. Small r, capital Y. Capital R, small y. Small r, small y. Okay. Now we have to multiply them. We have to put up these gene combinations in the boxes. Multiplying these two comes here. Then this, then this, then this. Okay, like this it will come. You have to do it very carefully. There should not be any error in writing these combinations. Then with this gamete, all the 4 will be multiplied here. Then with this, all the 4. Then with this. Okay. So this is what the different types of expression that we get in the second generation. So all these are different seeds now produced. Okay. Different types of seeds which are produced in the second generation. Okay. Now see. Now we have to see that what are these are all what? Genotypes, genes I have written, right? So genotypes. So now we will be seeing the phenotypic expressions here. Now if we look at this box, okay, and if I ask you now that find the phenotype ratio and the genotype ratio out of this, how to get this then? I am writing here, first of all I will write here the phenotype expression, then I will rub this, then I will write the genotype expression. So let's write the phenotype ratio first. Okay, means we have to see the phenotypic character, whether it is round yellow seed or round green seed, okay, or what kind of allele combination. Look at the first gene, first seed. This is coming what? R, both are capital R. So round, this is yellow. Okay. So first box I got one round yellow seed. So let me see how many round yellow seeds are there in the box. Let me tick that. So this is round yellow I got. This is also, if you see, round yellow. This is round yellow. This is round yellow. This is also round yellow seed. This is 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 round yellow seed. So how many? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 round yellow seed we got. So 9. Okay, you can write somewhere like round yellow seed we got here 9. Okay. Now which one is left? This one. This is wrinkled yellow. Right? Wrinkled yellow. So let's see this one. Wrinkled yellow. This is also wrinkled yellow. This is wrinkled yellow. 3 wrinkled yellow there. So wrinkled yellow 3. So let's try 3 here. Now which one is that? This one. This is round green. Okay. So round green. This is also round green. This is also round green. So round green is 3. So 3 here, and one only left here. This one is wrinkled green. Wrinkled green 1. So 1. So 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. This is the phenotype ratio. The different type of seeds, whether it is round yellow, whether it is wrinkled yellow, or it is round green, or it is wrinkled green. 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Okay. Now we have to see the genotype ratio. Okay, let's write the genotype ratio here only. Genotype ratio. Okay. We have to see what are the different types of genes are here. Okay. See, we have to look at the type of allele combinations in the gene. Okay. Look at this box. We see 2 capital R and 2 capital Y. This is the combination of genes here. 2 capital R, 2 capital Y. We have to see how many 2 capitals are here, how many are not there. Like we have to find out the similarities in the gene combination. That's it. There is an easy way I am telling you now. I am going to show you a very easiest way how to get it. I will look at the box from this angle, going through this angle. Okay, going through this angle towards this angle. So I will look the box into this direction. First come to this box. There is no other combinations of such same combination you will find in the box. Only one combination. All the 4 caps. No other box it combines all the 4 caps. So first let's write 1. This is done. I am moving into this direction, right? So 1. Now look at these 2. These 2 boxes. Same combination of allele. So 2. Okay. Now look at this box. Only one combination. Okay. There is no other combination you will get. 1, 1. Now look at these 2 box. These 2 box. Having same combination. These 2 box having same combination. So 2. Okay. Now look at this box. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these 4. Okay. All these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4. Okay. They have same combination. So it's 4. Okay. Now look at these 2 boxes. This one and this one. This one and this one. Okay. So these 2 boxes having same combination. So it's 2. Now look at this box. Only one combination is here. 1. You will not get this combination anywhere else. Now look at these 2. Same combination. So 2. And then this one. 1. Done. Finish. See? Within few seconds we can find out the genotype combination. I am repeating it for you. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Then 4. Then 2. Then 1. Then 2. Then 1. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. 4. 2, 1, 2, 1. Got it? So if we move into this direction, we will get this is the genotype combination everywhere. Now in different other ways also you can try. It will take time surely, much more time, but ultimately you will get this combination. Maybe it will alter, 4 will come before, 2 will go later on, like this it will happen. But if we go into this direction, if we find out the combination of genotype ratio in this way, we will get the sequences, the proportion, the ratio very easily within few seconds and in a proper arrangement, order. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1. If you alter the arrangement also it will be right. But there is if you look right in this way it will be easier. It sounds good, it looks good also. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. So this is the genotype ratio of this box. So we got the what type of seed will come in the second generation. Okay, and what will be the genotypic ratio. Okay, So I hope you understood this box and how to get the ratios. Okay. Now after this dihybrid cross, Mendel came up with one more law. He proposed one more law. Okay. And what is that law? That is called law of independent assortment. So I have to rub this to show you that. Okay. Law of independent assortment. So what is that law of independent assortment? He said that while forming gametes, the separations of genes or separations of alleles of one gene is not dependent on the separation of another gene. Okay, let me write an example here. What we get in the first generation? Let's take the first generation example. This was the combination we got, and then we had to form the gametes. We produced gametes from here. 1, 2, 3 gametes we produced, right? Now look at the law of independent assortment. While forming gametes, the separation of alleles of one gene, this is one gene here, separation of allele of one gene is not dependent on the separation of alleles of another gene. So while forming gametes, both we have done this, okay? We have separated the alleles. So this gene, the alleles are separated from this gene, the alleles are separated. Then we combined here, right? So now while separating the alleles, okay, are they depending on each other? Are this gene depends on this one, or this it means that neither this gene is depending on this nor this gene is dependent on this while separating the alleles, okay, during gamete formation. So this is what law of independent assortment. Okay, so while forming gametes, the separation of alleles of one gene is not dependent on the separation of alleles of another gene. Another sentence, another way, same law, another way. If I say, while forming gametes, the separation of alleles of one gene is independent of the separation of another gene. Okay, so I hope you understood. This example is the best way to explain the law of independent assortment. So independently assorting the alleles into the gametes. So there is no dependency while assorting the alleles into gametes. So independent assortment, independently assorting, okay, dividing, the alleles into the gametes. So independent assortments. Okay, this is the law proposed by Mendel after this dihybrid cross experiment done. He proposed it. Okay, so I hope you understood whatever I have discussed today. The law of independent assortment. We have completed both the experiments done by Mendel. Now, please understand whatever we did today, the boxes, whatever the codominance. Note down all the important things. Okay, I'm always there for your problem to solve. Okay, if you want, I can explain it again. Okay, but see this video again and again. Make some notes. Try to understand first. I hope you will get it. Okay. So wait for my next video. I'll be covering the next topics. Okay. Thank you so much all of you watching the video.